So I want to talk about a really, really interesting company. I'm going to share my screen called, um, Constellation Software. So here's some fast facts. So it's a $70 billion conglomerate that acquires 100 companies a year. It's on the way to produce 500 millionaire employees, and it's acquired 1,000 plus companies to date. And the founder refuses any media interviews. So it's called Constellation Software. Started in 1996, and its valuation was 70 million. Obviously, it's 100,000% gain, increase in value since then. Generates $1.6 billion of free cash flow on $8.4 billion in revenue, and it acquired 52 companies from April to November 2024. So for those of you still building software, there are companies that are still buying. Okay, so don't be dissuaded yet. This Constellation software company is still buying, and they're still printing money. And you can see the list of all the different companies they buy. So I just want to read a couple of what these companies do. So like the companies they bought. So Star IMT, after sales software solutions for complex products. Travel Tech, software for travel agents to search, book, manage leisure travel. Dome Solutions and Consulting, software for destination tour management. Hototech, hotel inventory management solutions. A6 CMO, software for local French governments to track economic entities. Tampia WFM Solutions, workforce management software. A few others, digital ID management software, manufacturing execution software for paper and pulp industry, manufacturing execution system software, school management software for Portuguese schools. So, I mean, these are just a few, but they're just kind of like boring software products. And I want to read some of these, some parts of this thread because it's so interesting. It's like, they call it autonomous. The company is structured around numerous small autonomous business units that are encouraged to make decisions independently. Subsidiary CEOs have full authority over their operations, including having mergers and acquisitions up to 20 million without approval from corporate HQ. So you kind of get like a little bundle of these companies, and as the CEO of the business unit, you just can manage like how you want to run each of these software products. And you can even acquire companies up to 20 million without approval. Mark Leonard, the founder, maintains a lean corporate team with fewer than 30 executives overseeing the entire organization. Constellation encourages employees to become shareholders, aligning their financial success with that of the company. Mark runs Constellation at a level 5 delegation. So if you look at this kind of level 1 through 5 of delegation, level 1 is do as I say. Basically follow instructions exactly as given. It's like kind of like a task monkey. Like you just give them information, tell them exactly what to do, they do it. Level 2, research and report. Level 3, research and recommend. So I would say to you, Alex, go research this topic and then recommend some solutions for me. And then level 4 is decide and inform. Level 5 is act independently. So it's like, just make whatever decisions you think is best. You don't need to check in with me. I have full confidence in your judgment. So he runs this at full delegation. He's like, all right, everybody who's under me, like just make whatever decisions you think work. I've hired you. I've already vetted you. I trust you. Long-term thinking. So here's the interesting part. Constellation buys what are called VMS businesses to hold rather than sell. I looked into this because I wanted to figure out exactly what a VMS business was. I couldn't really figure it out, but I think I found it somewhere down in one of these snippets down here. Peculiarities of VMS economics. I think VMS business is like a vendor management software.
Vendor management system. Yeah, vendor management system.
Yeah. So this is their simple framework. Constellation grows through acquisitions. Number 1, CSI uses its free cash flow to acquire VMS companies. New company, these companies spin off more cash to deploy. That capital accrues to Constellation to deploy through acquisitions, and then they use that free cash flow to buy more companies. So all they do is just buy more companies, buy cash flowing companies, and then those companies spit off cash flow, which can be used to buy more companies. So really, really interesting uh, process. I mean, it's very simple. Um, here are some of the ones that they always buy. So they say it needs to have great cash flow, growing by 30% year over year for the last 5 years, and taking great care of their employees. If it does those three things, Constellation wants to buy. And I just thought this was a really interesting little thread here. But do you have any thoughts on that model of just like, you know, going after
Step
companies, buying them, repeat, or maybe building to sell to Constellation, right? If you're
step
an engineer, right?
step one, look like Gandalf.
Yeah, true, true.
But no, I mean, yeah, you're like, hey, they buy tons of these types of companies. What if I were to make a company and grab some of that market share, grow 30% year over year? Now I'm getting acquired for 5 million bucks or whatever, you know?
Yeah,
So,
or 20 million or however much. Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, think about it. If you're getting bought for $20 million as a software company, that's probably 10x profits. So, you know, let's say you're getting bought for $20 million, you're making $2 million of profit. Like
hmm
that's not that big of a business to build. I mean, thinking of 80% gross margins, um, you're making what, $3.5 million in revenue? Like, can you build a company that makes $3.5 million revenue annually? Like, that seems very achievable. Um,
hmm
that's uh,
Like we were mentioning, like for most beginner to intermediate entrepreneurs, like if you just build something, go for an exit, like that's kind of how you like do the stepping stones to like, you know what I mean? Like build exit, build exit, build exit. Now you have like 60 million in the bank, you know?
yeah. I mean, that's so. By the way, $20 million, a company acquired by Constellation for 20 million, is probably making 300K in revenue monthly. Like,
Mhm.
can you build a 300K monthly revenue business? If you
Mhm.
can, Constellation might want to buy you.
Yeah.
So there are buyers out there that are still buying software this late in the game as far as AI is concerned. And I think it's not going to stop for at least another few years until building software just becomes so incredibly easy that anybody with a few hours and an internet connection can do it.
hmm
So yeah, that was my
But
that was
those
my
vendor management systems, like, or vendor management softwares, those are like, ChatGPT says it's a technology platform or service to help companies manage their external workforce using temporary workers, independent contractors, and service providers. How VMS business works. They typically offer software that helps companies like streamline hiring and management of vendors. So like streamline hiring, staffing agencies or freelancers, service providers, automate procurement, invoicing, payments, track workforce performance and compliance, optimize cost and reporting. Large enterprises use it to manage temporary staffing, companies outsourcing projects, businesses that need visibility and control over their vendors. So, I don't know, interesting little niche of or type of business because most of us make money online bros don't really, see that side of things too often.
Yeah, but I was looking at that list of companies and like it doesn't, I don't know, none of these look like vendor management systems. I mean, maybe they
Yeah,
all technically be
yeah,
categorized that way, but
yeah.
I actually, more that I look about this, more that I look at this, public management software in Brazil, right? So again, like a
Mm,
public count, like a county managing their vendors, or
mhm.
um,
Yeah,
hotel payment and booking engine. See, but that's not a vendor management system.
yeah,
Software solutions for the Croatian pharma industry. I don't know, like, yeah, self-service
yeah,
ticket vending machines and transit payments. Yeah, I don't know how these are all VMS companies, but
yeah,
maybe it's something that they used to do a lot of, and now they're kind of generalizing a little bit, going a little broader.
yeah, yeah. Like kind of just enterprise software, I guess. Like, I don't know,
Yeah, yeah, enterprise SaaS
but
definitely.
but yeah. Anything else on that one?
I mean, one thing that is cool is like, if you think about Peter Levels, like what is he doing? He's basically building his own version of this. Instead of buying these companies, he's building them,
Yeah, he's
right?
just finding like a niche and just kind of like,
Launching products, he's building them himself rather than selling or buying them from from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, pretty
So
interesting.
yeah.
Cool. I have one more topic that we could riff on, unless you have something.